Hi, today we are finishing up the documents for our DBQ and we are working on our thesis. Okay, so yesterday we had talked about what makes a federalist and what makes an anti-federalist. Federalists want a strong government, strong national government. They do not want a Bill of Rights, and they support the ratification or approval of the Constitution. Anti-federalists want a weak national government with very strong states. They want to add a Bill of Rights to the Constitution, and they do not support the ratification or the approval of the Constitution. Okay, so you're going to look at document 3 and 4, and you're going to figure out whether or not it was said by an anti-federalist or a federalist. And then you're going to figure out the main point of that document. Once you're done with those two documents, okay, you're going to sort them into buckets. Okay, so there's a quote from each document. Okay, I'd say this is the most important quote from the document, and you're going to decide whether this document was said by a federalist or an anti-federalist, and you're going to drag and drop them over to that bucket. So for example, Patrick Henry, if you take away the power from the states, the national government will be too powerful. There will be no checks, no real balances in the government. That's very much an anti-federalist idea. So you would take that and drop that in your anti-federalist bucket or somewhere near it. Okay, so now we should have two ideas in each bucket. Okay, your federalist ideas are arguing that the Constitution should be passed as it is, and your anti-federalist ideas are arguing that the Constitution should not be passed and it needs a Bill of Rights. So on the next slide, think about which side you think had a stronger argument. Okay, should the Constitution be approved in its original form? Okay, if you think the Federalists had a stronger argument, you would say yes, it should be passed as it is. If you think the Anti-Federalists had a stronger argument, you would say no, it should not be passed as it is. Okay, this is your main argument for your DBQ. So when you write your paragraph, you are going to be arguing whichever side you choose right here. Once you have your argument, you want to create your thesis, which is the first sentence of your paragraph. It does two things. It states your argument, okay, and it gives two reasons that support your argument. Okay, remember, if you chose the Federalist, you have two documents that back up your argument. If you chose the Anti-Federalist, you also have two documents that back up your argument. You want to choose a reason from each. Okay, and these are the reasons you're going to discuss during your paragraph. So for example, let's say you said that the Constitution should not be passed as originally written. You put your argument right here on this line. Your argument, the Constitution should not be passed as originally written because. And then you're going to choose two reasons. Remember, one from each of the Anti-Federalist documents. So reason one, there was no Bill of Rights. Reason two, the national government was too powerful. Okay, this is your thesis, which is the first sentence of your paragraph. And you would just pop that right in here. Okay. Now, in your paragraph, you're going to expand on your two reasons. So you have this nice planner here. Okay, you have your first sentence, which is your thesis. Then you're going to tell us reason one. In this example, it would be, there was no Bill of Rights. Okay, you're going to find a quote from one of the documents that supports that. And then you're going to relate it back to your main question. So for these two, you're just filling out the sentences. Then you'll do reason 2, find a quote, right, explain how that answers your question, and then you're going to do a conclusion. That's all you need to do for this paragraph. Plan it out right here, and eventually we're going to write it in paragraph form, which you can pretty much, if you wrote it in sentences, you can just copy and paste it into a paragraph.